In the near future, a massive solar flare destroys the ozone layer and makes Earth unlivable. Extreme weather happens everywhere, and all living things get scorched by the sun's UV rays if they don't stay in the shadows. 15 years after the flare, engineer Finch is out with his robot partner Dewey to look for supplies. You're watching Cine Digest, and this is Movie Recapped. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome stories. To survive the sun, he wears a special suit that protects his whole body and warns him when radiation is really high. Finch hums a little tune while the two go through a store, grabbing anything they can find, even dog food. There are lots of bodies on the floor, but they ignore them. When they finish, Finch marks the building so he knows in the future that it's empty. After that, Finch gets in a big truck and drives using a map he's been marking to pass through an abandoned city now covered in sand. No one is around, so Finch doesn't mind pushing cars out of the way with the truck. Suddenly, the suit warns him of a huge storm coming, so he tries to escape fast. After hitting a few cars, he barely gets out of the city in time. Soon he reaches his underground lab, which used to be the space energy company he worked for. The storm is close, but Finch drags Dewey inside and rushes into the building before they get blown away. Once they're safe, Finch thoroughly cleans his suit and Dewey, then takes a shower. Suddenly, he starts coughing, revealing he's slowly dying from the radiation he's been exposed to. After everything is clean, Finch enters the area he converted into an apartment and is warmly welcomed by his dog, Goodyear. After lots of hugs and kisses, Goodyear eats the dog food Finch found, while Finch drinks only because his supplies are almost gone. He puts today's bounty in the fridge and can't stop staring at a can of peaches, reminding himself to save it for a special occasion. Then Finch works on his main project, a humanoid robot to take care of Goodyear after he's gone. The robot arm collects all the books from the library and feeds them into a scanner, uploading all the knowledge into a database Finch will use for the robot's mind. He only stops to throw a ball for Goodyear, who happily brings it back. At night, Finch reads a book about radiation and gets upset, realizing how little time he has left. Instead of sleeping, he decides to continue working on the robot to finish it before time runs out. He's almost done with the head and needs eyes, so he takes Dewey, promising to replace them later. When he activates the robot, it can't speak yet, but nods when Finch asks questions. He's very excited and immediately fixes the speech problem, allowing the robot to talk, making Goodyear bark at it. The robot chooses the name Jeff and shows he knows lots of facts from the scanned books. But he must also follow Finch's instructions, like never harming anyone. The most important one is the fourth directive, which says he must protect Goodyear after Finch is gone. Suddenly, the power goes out. Finch goes outside to fix the wind turbine while Jeff tries to talk to Goodyear, who just pees on him. Finch notices a huge storm approaching, so he rushes inside and connects Jeff to the weather station. They find out that 4 storms will arrive in the next 24 hours and merge into a superstorm lasting about 40 days. There's no way to survive it, so Finch decides they must leave immediately. While finally eating the can of peaches and ignoring his bleeding nose, he looks at the map and sees their only chance is heading west to San Francisco. Then he finishes Jeff's body and increases the data transfer speed, which isn't ideal because it will reach only 72%, but there's no time. The robot body connects to the head and Jeff stands successfully. Finch teaches him to walk, making Goodyear bark at it. There's some falling at first, but Jeff soon learns. Then Finch packs everything they might need, also taking his postcard collection. Dewey keeps bumping into things, so Finch uses a security camera to give him new eyes. Then the group gets in the RV and sets off. On the road, they see the surrounding places are now deserts, and Finch tells them about wildflowers and bees from the past. Jeff has a loose piece in his head. When they reach a new town, Finch stops to fix him. While working, Jeff notices Finch keeps a San Francisco postcard in a special spot, sent by his uncle. Jeff likes the Sydney postcard and wants to go there, but it's too far, so he decides to be excited about seeing the Golden Gate instead. Once repairs are done, Finch announces they'll go out for supplies. Dewey is disappointed he won't take Jeff this time.
Walking down the street, Finch teaches Jeff the basics of scavenging, and they eventually find a movie theater. The door is locked with a chain, but Jeff is so strong he just pulls the door off. Inside, Jeff is amazed to see his reflection for the first time, and Finch is excited to find a bag of popcorn. He takes it outside and shows Jeff how strong the sun is by popping all the corn in seconds. Their little fun moment is interrupted when they see the storm approaching, so they immediately return to the RV and leave the city, but the storm is about to catch them. Their only option is to find shelter, so Finch has Jeff help him tie down the RV with wires. Finch quickly gets tired due to his illness, so Jeff sends him inside while he finishes the job. Goodyear is placed in a cabinet, and Finch covers all the windows before calling Jeff, who puts down the last wire and runs into the RV just before the storm hits. The RV shakes violently when the storm hits. Finch and Jeff hold on to the furniture as wires snap one by one until only one is left. After several minutes, the storm passes and the group emerges. Finch notices the last wire standing was Jeff's, but a tire is destroyed. They have a spare tire, and Jeff uses his strength to lift the RV so Finch can change it. They spend the night there to rest, and in the morning they open the solar panels to keep going. Jeff barks to Goodyear, and Finch explains it will take time for the dog to trust him. Later, on the road, Jeff asks, "What exactly is trust?" Finch doesn't know how to explain something so complicated, so he tells a story. In his first job, he was put in a bad team to finish a project. Finch solved a software problem alone, then credited the team and earned their trust. Jeff doesn't understand and says Finch's problem was that he didn't trust them. The conversation stops when Finch starts coughing violently. He stops at a roadside restaurant to rest. He parks the RV in the shade and rushes inside without the suit, coughing up blood. Suddenly, he hears barking and sees Goodyear refuses to go out with Jeff. Finch grabs the leash and brings the dog inside after telling Jeff to guard the RV. While Finch has a tender moment with Goodyear, Jeff tries to learn how to drive the RV. He plays music, then accidentally hits a car. Finch notices and rushes outside. Goodyear follows, almost stepping into the sun, but Finch stops him just in time. Finch scolds Jeff and makes him bring back the RV, but Jeff crashes into the restaurant column. Finch yells at him, showing how badly sunlight burns. He tells Jeff to grow up and reminds him his priority is taking care of Goodyear. Back on the road, Finch notices Jeff is quiet and down, so he decides to give him a chance to learn to drive properly. Jeff is clumsy at first, bumping into rocks, but soon drives confidently. At night, they camp and watch the northern lights, now visible due to the missing ozone. Jeff asks why they don't drive at night. Finch explains it's dangerous because starving people attack from the shadows. Next morning, Jeff hears Goodyear barking and rushes to check on Finch, who is vomiting and shivering. Jeff cares for him, leaving him to rest while he drives. Eventually, they reach another city. Jeff asks Goodyear to stay with Finch while he and Dewey scavenge. They enter a hospital, but there isn't much. Jeff asks Dewey to guard the entrance while he searches upstairs. Neither notices someone watching from the shadows. Jeff finds medicine and a jacket. He opens a cabinet full of useful stuff. Dewey finds food but triggers a bear trap and is destroyed. Meanwhile, Finch wakes up and sees his robots are gone. He guesses they're in trouble, suits up, and goes after them despite his illness. He's devastated to find Dewey in poor condition and shuts him off. He notices movement and prepares to attack, but it's Jeff in his new coat. Finch scolds him for not noticing the trap. They start running as noises get closer. At the stairs, Finch starts coughing and falls to his knees, but Jeff helps him up and they escape the building. They get in the RV and speed off, unaware a car is following them. Hours later, Finch notices the car chasing them. Since Jeff can see in the dark, they turn off the headlights, but the car keeps following. They try to speed up. Finch sees an underpass ahead, steering the RV off the road. Jeff warns the RV is too tall, but Finch panics and drives anyway. Sadly, Jeff is right. The underpass destroys the solar panels.
Jeff uses his strength to hide the RV completely. The group is tense, waiting for the car to pass. Jeff discovers Finch has a gun. Luckily, the car leaves, and Finch sees the damage, blaming himself. He can't repair it, so he's sure they won't reach San Francisco. When Jeff tries to comfort him, Finch snaps and yells. Jeff insists he believes in him, and Finch tells him a story. After the solar flare, people were just learning to survive. Finch once entered a supermarket and found only a bag of noodles, but saw a mother and daughter with a cart full of stuff. The girl had a gun, and the mother kept reminding her to shoot if she saw anyone. Scared, Finch stayed hidden. A crazy man with a shotgun appeared asking for their things, and the mother tried to defend herself. In the struggle, the man shot multiple times, and by the time Finch came out, both mother and daughter were dead. Finch hears a noise, checks the girl's backpack, and finds a terrified little puppy. That day, Finch adopts Goodyear and promises to protect him at any cost. That's also the day he learned not to trust anyone. Next morning, Finch rests while Jeff continues driving. Jeff checks the postcards and sees the San Francisco one is signed by Dad, not Uncle, and the others have nothing on the back. Suddenly, the computer announces the UV is safe here and the RV hits a butterfly. Confused, Jeff stops the vehicle to show Finch. Shocked, Finch puts his hand out. It doesn't burn. He goes outside, enjoying the sun again, and sees more butterflies and even a nearby flower. Hours later, as they keep traveling, they see lots of new plants. To celebrate, Finch puts on a nice suit and stops the RV for a picnic under the sun. Jeff admits he saw the group on the bridge last night, which excites Finch because Jeff is dreaming. Then Jeff asks Finch why he lied about the postcard. Finch tells a new story. As a kid, his mom told him his dad had Viking blood. Finch shows him a Viking funeral picture. His father left before Finch was born because he was an engineer building bridges and traveling for contracts. He never contacted him until his 15th birthday, when he suddenly received a postcard. His father wrote he hoped to meet him one day, and Finch bought a fancy suit for the reunion. Unfortunately, he never heard from his father again, but started collecting postcards. Touched by the story, Jeff excitedly announces they can reach the Golden Gate in 18 hours if they hurry. Finch reminds him he'll die soon and can't make it. After making Jeff promise to take care of Goodyear, Finch throws a ball to show Jeff how to play with the dog. Jeff throws it too, but Goodyear always brings it back to Finch because he's still wary. Suddenly, Finch coughs blood, and when Jeff asks to help, Finch says he already did. They shake hands, share a warm hug, and Finch enters the RV to rest while Goodyear watches over him. Jeff stays outside to gather their things, and as the sun sets, he hears Goodyear cry and realizes Finch has passed. To honor their dear friend, Jeff and Goodyear give him a Viking-style funeral, burning him in his UV suit. At first, Jeff feels lost, not knowing what to do, but soon remembers his promise to take care of the dog. He feeds Goodyear, plays fetch with him, and for the first time, Goodyear brings the ball back to Jeff. Playing together strengthens their bond, and Goodyear even hugs Jeff. They set off again, determined to finish their journey. When they finally reach San Francisco, Jeff puts up a memorial for Finch and goes to see the Golden Gate with Goodyear. He's amazed by its beauty and even more surprised by all the messages left by people for their loved ones, showing them where to find them. Seeing other survivors, Jeff tells Goodyear they should find them and hangs the postcard with the drawing of them and leaves with the dog, ready to start a new life. And that's the end of today's movie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cinedigest for more amazing stories with Movie Recapped.